What's up, everybody? It's nighttime, so I'm sorry for the distorted video. But today, November 3rd, 2015, URG held their third quarter conference call. It started at 11 Eastern, lasted about an hour. It was a very informative call. It was a really good call. They discussed a lot of things. They talked about their execution. They're exactly where they said they would be. Their mines have way overperformed based on the conservative estimates. They shed some light on the Shirley Basin property. They talked about that they're looking at $1 million, $1.5 million to service that property for infrastructure and building up and putting it into operation. They talked about how 60% of their ongoing inventory that they get out of the ground is dedicated to long-term contracts, and the other 40% will continuously roll over and will add up into the inventory so that they can take advantage of the spot price when it moves up, which I suspect to be 2016. Some analysts like Robert Chain is calling for $80 a pound in about 18 months from now. He reported that on October 29th. He predicted that the uranium market was going to turn in 2015, but what I think happened is he's just a year off. 2018 through 2020, I think you're going to see explosive growth. The uranium price going into the stratosphere, and I can see it easily clearing $80 to over $100 a pound. I challenge anybody, if you're patient enough and you don't need your money right away, so you're a long-term investor, now's the time to get in uranium, because analysts aren't going to cover it till, in the case of URG, till it's over $5 a share, and by that time the market will have already turned. Why not take advantage when it's at 56 cents today? It closed at 56 cents, which is dismal, and it's ridiculous, and really looks bad. But URG doesn't toot their own horn, and that was discussed too. A caller had brought that up, and they did address it, saying that yes, they will be bringing on a PR person or team, and they agreed. They also discussed of those contracts, long-term contracts that they have in place that will take up 60% of their produced inventory. The average per pound is $59 and some change. They're not really interested in locking up any more long-term contracts unless it's a very favorable situation, like maybe 65 to 70 bucks. And that may happen in 2016. You've got a lot of utilities sitting on the sidelines. I would venture to guess it's about 80% to even 85% that are sitting idle, have not went out and purchased what they'll need long term to keep the reactors running and stuff. And I've looked at various analyst reports, and their discrepancy between the demand and the supply output it starts to break in 2018, and in 2020 it's like they're running in different directions, and some companies, some utilities are going to be left out in the cold. That's a risk that they're taking. So they also talked about how it's just a matter of a player coming on. Like there was a conference last month, early in the month, where one utility company showed up and declared that, hey, we just bought 10 million pounds in contract, and that kind of shocked everybody, and it moved the uranium price up $1.75 week over week. But it's come back over the last 2 weeks, and it's back to where it was. I predict that in the next 18 months, even knowing Robert Chang said $80, I would say you're looking at uranium closing out 2016 at about, on average, $58 a pound. My range is more like 52, 64. So I suggest people really look at the uranium space, and you got to be careful. Just like any sector, you got to really, tiptoe around and not just latch on to the first company in that sector that you read about. There's quite a few companies, Denison Mines, DNN, URRE, UEC, that just sitting idle, man. They're not producing anything, but that it's not stopping them from doing capital raises. They're raising capital, but they're not producing, and kind of would make me a little nervous. It could work out for them, but then on the flip side, and also URG said, they reiterated, look, we're not gonna. We promised you in 2011 that we will not dilute our shareholders and take away from their value. We are not doing any capital raise or, any funding. That our contracts, our long-term contracts through 2020 at an average of $59 and change per pound will more than suffice those debt obligations. And the way it's structured is very, very easy for them to pay it off. It's not like all of it's due at one time. I believe they got $36 million in debt. This last quarter, their revenue came in at almost $8.5 million, or maybe give or take a little, right around there. They broke even for the quarter. They made a penny a share the previous quarter, the second quarter. The fourth quarter, kind of a slow quarter, but you got two relevant things that are going to happen. You got they said, they commented on Shirley Basin that they will receive their notices, they'll supply their data, and to get that started. That should be happening in the next couple of weeks. And then I expect anytime we're going to be hearing from Wyoming and approving their request to double Lost Creek, double it in size. I believe it's a 15 mile radius. I'm like 95% sure that's going to happen. Wyoming has shown to be a really, really good partner in the starting of the uranium, the UR Energy business, and they've been very proactive and supportive on the loans and everything. And also, UR Energy spoke about some of the costs that things that they've paid for, like the spent uranium, water holes and everything. All that stuff has been paid for. I really liked that they said that they project $1 to $1.5 million of annual cost of bringing Shirley Basin operational. That's amazing. And everything that they said they're going to do, they're going to do. Now look, 8 years ago, the stock traded at $5 a share, north of $5, and they weren't even producing anything. So to see them at 56 cents a share, and they're not diluting or raising cash, just goes to show just how much the market does not even know they exist. But that will change, and you want to be in now on the ground floor. I can easily see if you were to invest in 10,000 shares at, that's $5,600 in 5 years. Man, you sitting on 5 years, you could be sitting on $150,000 for a $5,600 investment. So you do the math. You guys leave your comments. Tell me what you think. I'm just really, not really, yeah, I guess I am. I'm a cheerleader for URG, but I really, really like this company. It's a junior company that is maturing, and I think is going to be a major player in both the United States and Canada, and I suspect that they are going to be very successful. You know, Cameco's another well-run company. They're the biggest uranium company in the world out of Canada, but I just see there's more potential that will make all your fantasies come true in the investing world. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I covered everything. It was a really good call, very informative. They had a pretty extensive Q&A. They were very transparent, and then they talked about they're going to have more PR in the future, and you got those two catalysts of the doubling of Lost Creek and the Shirley Basin approval and stuff. So there's a lot going on, and I just look for 2016 to be a big turn in uranium, and you're going to see it reflected in the share prices, especially of a company like URG. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.